In the late 1800s, Thomas Otto and his family moved into a mansion at the corner of Eaton and Symington Streets in Key West, Florida, now known as the Artist House. The Ottos were known to be stern with their servants, sometimes even mistreating them. And it was one such treatment of one Haitian servant that provides a twist in the story. This woman was hired to take care of their son, Robert. One day, Mrs. Otto supposedly witnessed her practicing black magic in their backyard and promptly fired her. Before she left, the woman gave Robert a lifelike doll, which stood 3 feet tall, had buttons for eyes, human hair, which was believed at the time to be Robert's, and was filled with straw. Dolls that resembled children were not unheard of during this time. But this one proved to be special. Robert named the doll after himself, and often dressed it in his clothes. Robert the doll became his trustworthy companion. He took it with him on shopping trips into town, and the doll had a seat at the dinner table where Robert would sneak it bites of food when his parents weren't looking. Robert the doll would even be tucked into bed with the boy at night. Soon, however, this innocent relationship took on a strange nature. It was around this time Robert chose to be referred to by his middle name, Jean, after being scolded by his mother. He told her that Robert was the doll's name, not his. From this moment on in the story, we will refer to him as Jean. Jean was often heard in his toy room having conversations with Robert. Jean would say something in his childish manner, and responses could be heard in a much lower voice. Sometimes, Jean would become very agitated, worrying both the servants and his mother. She would, on occasion, burst in to find her son cowering in a corner, while Robert sat, perched in a chair or on the bed, seemingly glaring at him. This was only the beginning. Household objects would be found thrown across the room. Jean's toys would turn up mutilated. And giggling could be heard constantly. Whenever these unusual acts took place, Jean always said that Robert did it. The boy took the punishment, but always insisted that the blame was Robert's. As the mischief grew, more and more servants took their leave, as new ones were hired. The Otto family relatives felt it was time to do something. So at the recommendation of a great aunt, Jean's parents removed Robert from his care and placed him in a box in the attic. And this is where he resided for many, many years. After the death of his father, Jean was willed his boyhood home. He had decided to live in the Victorian mansion with his new wife. Jean had become an artist and felt that the house was spacious and would provide a place for him to paint. He went to the attic and dusted off his childhood toy. He became attached to the doll, despite his wife's displeasure. Jean would take the doll along with him everywhere they went. He even sat in his favorite little chair while Jean and his wife slept nearby. The turret room became Robert's domain after Mrs. Otto moved him back into the attic. Their marriage slowly became sour until Mrs. Otto supposedly went insane and died of unknown reasons. Jean followed soon behind. Robert supposedly attacked people, sometimes locking them in the attic. People who passed by claimed to hear evil laughter coming from the turret room. And for some time, Robert remained in the empty house by himself, until a new family purchased the mansion and restored it. The doll was once again moved to the attic. This pleased it as much as the last time. The doll was often found throughout the house. On one certain night, Robert was found at the foot of the owner's bed, giggling with a kitchen knife in hand. This was enough to send them fleeing from the home. Robert was later moved to the East Martello Museum in Key West, where he sits perched in a glass box. Despite his new living quarters, the doll is believed to not have given up his menacing ways. Visitors and employees claim that they have seen the doll move. His smile has been known to turn into a scowl. One employee says that he cleaned Robert one night, turned off all the lights, and left for the night. The next day, he returned to find all the lights turned on, Robert sitting in a different position than the night before. and a fresh layer of dust on his shoes. Some say that Robert will even curse you. If you want to take a picture of him, you must ask politely. He'll tilt his head in permission if he grants you the right to take a photo. However, if he doesn't, and you take the picture anyway, a curse will befall upon you and anyone who accompanied you into the museum. The same will happen if you make fun of him or mock him in any way. To this day, Robert remains at the East Martello Museum, wearing his sailor suit, clutching his stuffed lion, and continuing his menacing ways. Hey everybody, it's ItsDanniFandom here, and I just wanted to take a moment to say at the end of this, thank you guys so much for watching or listening or however you guys chose to indulge in this content today. It truly means the world and more to me that you guys support me and my stuff. It makes me so unbelievably happy. And if you guys want to continue to support me, I have a Ko-Fi page as well as a Patreon. You guys can donate to me on my Ko-Fi if you want to, or you guys can check out my Throne page and support me by buying me a gift or contributing to the funds of getting a bigger gift for me. I really appreciate it. The last gift that I got was a giant axolotl plush that one of my server members got for me, and I really love it. I named him Peppers. Anyway, other than those two options, you also have my Patreon. I've got 2 tiers at the moment, so feel free to check those out if you're curious. Speaking of my Patreon, I want to give a quick shout out to my current $9 patrons: Dr. A Fox, Aaron Kosterman, Ace Julio AO, Achilles Games 51, Action Bastard, Aiden S 2014, Alexander Lee, Alexander Reyes, Andrew Annis, Andrew Anoy, Anon, Aupa, Arsalan Falati, Asala 2011, Atheist Guy, Atomic Crom 51, Urizville, Ben Hardison, Big Buddha, Ben Hardison, Big Buddha, Bizarre Dalek 31, Black Mask, Black Knight 1945, Bonnie Longo, Charles Harris, Charlie, Christopher Joycey, Claymore 2190, Cletus McEaterson, Condemned Bob, Courier Bry, Kristen Rivera, Cross MJ, Cyclone Clyde, D4C or Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, I still love that name, David D. Sanchez or Disavowed Ash, Devinder, Delboy, Dimon Shark 15, Dom Addy, Draco, Dragon Blood Fire X, Dylan, Ellison Wilson, ELV, Araviv, Eternal Ronin, Ulaji, Faucet of Drip, Flacco Alex, Gabo 25, Gabriel Messa, Gabriel Reader, Gotcha Zach, Gamer Kid GP, Giovanni Gums, Golden Quake, Gray, Gray Veil, Guy, Hayden, I Am Random Samurai, Insanity Gamer X, Isaiah Leslie, It's John Connor, Jace, Jack, Jack the Bro, Jake the Snake A, James Ridley, Jay Torres, Just Jenner, Jobabo 3, John Dunn, Jonesy, Jose Charas, Joseph Owenspipe, Julian Poo, K. Jake D, Cade, Kelgrom, Kiana Kislana, Last Kirky, Lawbringer DK, Leo Prime, Lex, Liam Hughes, Lonely Wolf, Lord Doggo, Maki Maki, Man of Many Bees, Mason Carter 777, Maximus Amadeo, Maxwell Lecure, Michael Cardenas, Minecraft Gamer 237, Mista Hayes, Nate Parody, Nathan Ortiz, Nenoris, Neba Weba, Nick, Old God's Wrath, Onyx, Orb Talus TM, PDP, Patrick Jan Joshua Davidson, Persona, Peter Rasmussen, Poyup, Roxy, Rylan Dixon, Rytex1234, Sam, Seisei Gaming, Shade, Shadow Fox, Sinblade723, Sleepy Sloth, Sneedly Chuck, Sonrox, Steve455, Styx, Swag, The Patman, The Void Dragon, The Noir Novelist at gmail.com, Thomas, Thoughty Tahati, Throw225155, Tommy Guns, Traces, Transfuries, Tristan Smith, Uriel Herrera, Uselesser, but I'm sure you're not useless at all, User Patron 98, Wayne Sampson, Will, XX Antitrix, Neversorry17XX, XX Rabbit 07XX, Zelred, Zalfrin, Zephyr Onyx, and Civis01. Thank you guys so much for being my $9 patrons. It means the world and more to me that you guys support me and my stuff and want to support me even more by financially helping me. If there were any other words in the English dictionary that could say thank you to you guys, I would use them, but for now, I'll just settle for thank you. Thank you guys so much. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to today's audio or watching today's video or however you guys again decided to indulge in this content today. You guys truly mean the world and more to me, and I appreciate every single one of you. I'll catch you on the flip side, guys. Later!